Hey, it's Luke Golueke with Sunworks Distributing. One thing we're going to cover in this video today is one of the crucial elements in the Norvell Auto Revolution, and that is the spray nozzle. What we're going to show you is the proper removal, disassembly, and reassembly, and also inspection of that spray nozzle. You want to do this as part of your routine cleaning periodically. Also, if you, by chance, you're experiencing a spray pattern problem, what we'll do is go step by step in this video, show you how to diagnose, clean, and also reassemble that spray nozzle. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to, just by hand, unscrew that O-ring. That's the first piece of the assembly. Once you've taken that O-ring off, the next thing is what's called the air cap. The air cap, what you can do is you can try to just jiggle it a little bit and pull it out by hand. If you're unsuccessful and it's in there a little bit too tightly, you could just take a pair of channel lock pliers, gently wiggle it back and forth, and pull it out. The next thing is the nozzle tip. The third and final piece of the nozzle assembly is the actual tip that the solution passes through. You want to take the supplied wrench that comes with your Auto Revolution booth, and you'll see that on the side of the nozzle you'll see two flat edges. The nozzle tip, there's two flat edges. You want to take the angled end of that wrench, slowly slide it into there, and start unscrewing the nozzle tip. You may only need to do maybe 1 or 2 turns, and then you can remove the rest of it just by hand. Then you'll take the air cap and the nozzle tip, take them back to the laundry area, restroom, something like that, just where you can run them under some nice warm water, clean them real good, and get all of the solution off of them. Then what you can do is you visually inspect your air cap. You can see here there's, on the back side, there's 2 holes, one on each end. You want to look in there and make sure those are both free and clear of any debris or solution. On the front side of the nozzle, the air cap rather, you'll see a few more holes. Just want to again make sure that those are free and clear of any debris. Then what we can do is we can visually inspect the nozzle tip, the spray tip. You hold that up to the light, and what you're looking for here is to see if there's any sort of debris or anything impeding that nozzle tip. And what you do is you hold it up to the light, and if you look right through it, you should be able to see a perfect circle of light through the tip. In the event that there is something clogged in there, you take a fine piece of wire, maybe a fishing line, something that's very fine. You can just insert it in through the rear of the nozzle tip and just go back and forth with it to remove any debris. Once we've done that, we've got everything cleaned up. It's time to reassemble the spray nozzle. First thing to go back on is that nozzle tip. Again, you can start with just a hand tightening, and then when you start to see a little bit of resistance on that tip, take that supplied wrench and maybe do another 2 turns with the wrench. Really important not to do any over tightening of any kind on any of these parts. Next to go in is the air cap. First thing you do before you put the air cap back on is take some of the gun lube, which is supplied with the booth. You want to take the gun lube and just do a nice ring of that lubricant around the outside of that air cap assembly. The point of that is to aid in the insertion and removal of that from the spray gun assembly. Now that you've put the lubricant around there, you want to insert that back into the gun carriage around that nozzle tip. The one thing that's very important here is you want to make sure that that air cap, that the 2 prongs on that are at the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock position. The reason for that is that's what makes the spray pattern fan out left to right. If you were to put that in at the 3 and the 9 o'clock position, your spray pattern would be in the up and down direction. So again, make sure that that spray, or that air cap rather, is in the 12 and 6 position. Just slide that right in, and then the final piece of the assembly is that O-ring. And again, this is just going to be a hand tighten, and what you want to just be sure of here when you're putting this on is just to make extra care that you're not cross-threading any of these threads. So just slightly, easily, Just screw that on, and again, hand tighten, and you're all set. You've successfully taken apart and reassembled your spray assembly on the Auto Revolution.